Alright, let's get into this. So, yeah, I ran through a little bit of this earlier, and there are literally no surprises. Just to let you know, you're not going to see B.C. Johnson starting ahead of Dalvin Cook for quarterback. Yes, I just said that. Alright, so Vikings released first unofficial depth chart for the 2022 season. Starting, here, good job. So, number one quarterback, obviously the starter is going to be Kirk Cousins. There's no doubt about that. You're not going to see Sean Mannion starting, throwing to freaking KJ Osborne as our number one target in the first game. Running backs, Dalvin Cook. Oh, I should have prefaced this. The Vikings offense is listed in 21 personnel, meaning with two running backs, a running back, and a fullback, and a tight end. That leaves two spots for a receiver along with the quarterback and the offensive line. The Vikings defense is listed in a 3-4 base defense after decades of having a 4-3 defense. There are two defensive ends, a nose tackle, two outside linebackers, two inside linebackers, and then two cornerbacks and two safeties. So, to start off, got quarterback Kirk Cousins, running back Dalvin Cook, with the backups being Alexander Madison, Kene Nwangwu, Ty Chandler, and Bryant Koback. Fullbacks, CJ Hammond, Jake Vargas. We have two fullbacks. Some NFL teams don't even have one fullback. I know from playing Madden 16, the Jaguars didn't have a fullback in Madden 16. I signed the Packers fullback the following offseason because I didn't want Mercedes Lewis starting at right fullback. Wide receivers, Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. Why do they not have Justin Jefferson's first? Why did they not mention him first? Like, they have KJ Osborne as the number 3 target. Obviously, he's the number 3 guy. And then Amir Smith-Marset. Justin Jefferson is the number 1 receiver. Adam Thielen is number 2. I don't know why they'd have it like that. Then backups, KJ Osborne and Amir Smith-Marset, along with B.C. Johnson and Myron Mitchell, Tristan Jackson or Jalen Naylor and Jen Chizena, Albert Wilson, and then Thomas Hennigan and Blake Prohl, who is on the active PUP list from playing Madden. That I think that stands for power up pass, but I know it doesn't stand like for that. Tight ends, Johnny Munt starting, Irv Smith as our not starter because he's injured and there's no way he's gonna be back for the week 1. I will be shocked if he is back by week 1. He's just too injury prone. But anyway, Irv Smith Jr. is a starter, followed by Johnny Munt, Ben Ellefson, Zach Davidson, Nick Muse, and whatever his name is, Byers. Why does that music keep stopping? Tackles, Christian Darrison, Brian O'Neill. Backups, Blake Brandel, Oli Udo, Vidarian Lowe, and Timon Paris. Interior offensive linemen, Ezra Cleveland, Garrett Bradbury, and Jesse Davis, followed by Chris Reed, Austin Schlottman. You cannot tell me that does not sound like a dirty name. And Ed Ingram, and also Kyle Hinton, Josh Sokol, and Wyatt Davis. Ross Cousins and the first team skill players have not changed from week 1 of the 2021 season. Darrisaw was not listed with the ones at this point a year ago, but he cemented himself in the starting left tackle role, which he actually was decent last year. He was not great. He wasn't super good. He was okay for a rookie. I actually remember my mom and I were driving back from our Nike Cross Regionals cross country meet, and it was the same day that the Vikings were facing the Chargers. And on the radio, I completely forgot that we drafted Christian Darrisaw because I think I was remembering how I was hoping we would get Elijah Vera Tucker because he was the top rated. He was one of the top rated linebackers, offensive linemen in that draft class. And then I realized I completely forgot about Christian Darrisaw, and I wondered how good he was. I didn't think he was that good. I just didn't hear anything from him. And I realized he actually was doing pretty good. Cleveland and O'Neal played every offensive snap last season at their respective positions. Right guard is potentially the only new starter, with the veteran newcomer Jesse Davis currently ahead of Ingram, a second-round pick this spring. Irv Smith Jr. is hoping to return by week 1 of the regular season. He's not going to. I will be surprised if he does. Defensive ends, Dalvin Tomlinson and Armon Watts. Backups, Jonathan Bullard and James Lynch, followed by Jalen Twyman and Asezi Atomehu. I don't know how to... I was going to make a video reviewing every single player that the Vikings drafted, but I never posted because I just didn't feel like finishing it. And I saw his name is pronounced Asezi Atomehu, but I watch a lot of Purple for the Win, and he always says Otomehu. So, whatever. Asezi Oto. And then Julian Taylor. Nose tackles. Why does it say tackles as if there's more than one? Harrison Phillips, followed by T.J. Smith, T.Y. McGill Jr., and Tyrese Stevens. Come on, go with the game, Tyrese. It's your initials, not your name. T.J., T.Y., and Tyrese. Wow. Outside linebackers, Danielle Hunter and Harrison Zadarius Smith. I was so confused when I was looking at this at first, not seeing not seeing Danielle Hunter in the defensive lineman, and then I realized that's where he was. And then Pat Jones II and DJ Wanham, followed by Luigi Villan and Janarius Robinson, and then Andre Mincy and Zach McLeod. Lastly, we got the inside linebackers starters, Eric Kendricks and Jordan Hicks, no shock. And then Troy Dye and Brian Asamoah II, Chaz Surratt and Blake Lynch. And then Ryan Connolly on active PUP list, and William Quinku. Cornerbacks, Patrick Peterson and Cameron. I cannot speak ever since I yawned. Patrick Peterson and Cameron Dantzler. I realize I'm not looking at the camera at all, which I should be by now because I work at Chick-fil-A and I've just gotten used to eye contact. Backups, Shandon Sullivan and Andrew Booth Jr., followed by Chris Boyd and a Caleb Evans. That's such a weird name. Not Caleb Evans, it's a Caleb Evans. Then Perry Nickerson and Harrison Hand, and then Nate Harrison and Ty Smith. Safeties, Harrison Smith and Cameron Bynum. Backups, Lewis Seen and Josh Metellus, and then Miles Dorn and Mike Brown. Roster notes: in contrast to the continuity on offense, the defense has undergone a significant overhaul in scheme and personnel. Minnesota is pivoting to a 3-4 base under new defensive coordinator Ed Donatell. The Vikings have 5 players who started the 2021 season opener, listed among the 11 first-teamers on defense. Tomlinson, Hunter, Kendricks, Peterson, and Harrison Smith. The Vikings have strengthened their defensive core with the additions of Phillips and Hicks among the front 7 and bolstered their pass rush with the signing of Zadarius Smith. Bynum and Dantzler have turned in some nice moments at training camp while working ahead of Minnesota's first 2 picks of 2022, Lewis Seen and Andrew Booth Jr. Alright. Well, as I said, there are no surprises in that.